You guys have probably heard me say that for Toronto, some keys are for their backcourt of DeRozan and Lowry to play well, and for their shooters to have a good night shooting basketball for Toronto to win. These are some keys. Throughout this playoff so far, Toronto's usually had maybe DeRozan and Lowry playing okay, but the shooters, other guys, weren't knocking down their shots. So they had DeRozan playing very well, even exceptional, like we had the last game, just enough for a team to get the victory, but it wasn't a decisive win. And when they lose, they tend to lose badly because Lowry and DeRozan may not shoot well. As in that performance when DeRozan, you see somebody call him DeFrozen, which is hilarious to me, went 0 for 8 from the field. But tonight was a different story. This is the best game that the Raptors probably played in the playoffs so far. They led pretty much from start to finish. I think the Bucks had a small lead shortly in the first quarter, but they've led pretty much the entire way the Toronto Raptors. And they came away with a 118-93 victory, and they've seized control of the series 3-2, and the Bucks are on the verge of elimination. For the Raptors, the high man wasn't Lowry, wasn't DeRozan. It was Norman Powell, the second-year player from UCLA. And he had an exceptional night shooting the basketball. 8 of 11 from the field, 5 of 5 from the line, and a perfect 4 of 4 from three-point range to go along with 4 rebounds and 4 assists. In fact, let me see, I think the Raptors hit 4, 5, 6, 7, 4, 5, 6, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. They hit 12 three-pointers. So, and they shot 44% from three-point range, which is exceptional. When they're shooting the basketball like that, when you have Lowry having a decent game with 16 points, 4 of 9 shooting, 6 of 6 from the foul line, getting to the foul line, 2 of 4 from three-point range. You have DeRozan, 7 of 14 shooting, 1 of 3 from the downtown. Not necessarily a good three-point shooter, but 3 or 4 from the foul line. You have him getting 18 points. You have Lowry getting 16 points and 10 assists, having decent games. You have all this contribution. You have Serge Ibaka putting in 19 points and 6 rebounds and 1 of 3 from three-point range. When you have this going, it's hard to beat that team. Or, you have to play at a much higher level to beat Toronto when they're playing like that. For the Milwaukee Bucks, well, Giannis Antetokounmpo had a good game, 30 points, 9 rebounds, shot 12 of 19 from the field. He had a decent game. But he didn't have the help. He wasn't complimented, I should say, with the all-around contributions for his club that the Raptors had. And that's one of the problems that Milwaukee has at times. I mean, Milwaukee's a very, very good defensive team. I think Matthew Dellavedova had 4 points. I think Malcolm Brogdon, I forget how many points he had. Was it like 16 or something? I can't remember. But Milwaukee sometimes struggles offensively. And when Milwaukee wins basketball games, they inflict, and that's a funny word to use, but they inflict their defensive intensity on teams. They have players second guessing themselves as far as like taking certain shots and looking out for defensive players and shot blockers and they have players pressing a little bit. When they don't jump and seize on teams like that, when they don't have all these guys playing exceptional team defense, and some guys like Dover playing man-to-man defense like that, then they're not the same type of club. So, and also I think that Milwaukee being a younger team, generally younger teams play better at home. So I anticipate Game 6 is going to be in Milwaukee. I think that Milwaukee's going to win Game 6, but I think ultimately Toronto's going to win in Game 7. I'm not saying it's impossible for Milwaukee to win. They very well could. But I anticipate this series going 7 games. And that's what I'm thinking right now. But I could be wrong. Tell me what you guys think.